This movie is a 1970s fever dream acid trip, and it's called Zardoz. And yes, Sean Connery is dressed like this the entire film. It came out in 1974, and it was directed by John Borman, who also directed Deliverance. It's a sci-fi film that takes place in 2293 in this post-apocalyptic matriarchal society. Okay, so the world is divided between the Brutals, who just live this terrible existence. They're just laboring all the time, and it's awful. Oh, by the way, this is the director. And the Eternals, who are immortal, and they basically make the Brutals work for their food. And they control the Brutals with a floating head that spits out guns. Like it actually it spits out guns. And it says,
"The gun is good. Penis is evil."
Look familiar? Yeah. John Connery jumps in the floating head so that he can then infiltrate the Eternals. The Eternals live in this beautiful place, and they're all kind of creepy and horny. At one point, they try to measure Sean Connery's penis waves. It's true. You following so far? Wait, just a sec. Here you go. Oh, and let's not forget that the punishment for the Eternals is basically you become old. They stick you in this weird discotheque kind of a thing and you age. Zardoz is actually one of the Eternals. His name is Arthur Frayne, and he got the idea for Zardoz because of The Wizard of Oz. At one point, Sean Connery puts on a wedding dress, which I'm sure he was not happy about. The Eternals use these little hand gesture things to communicate. I won't tell you the rest, but it gets trippy. Sean Connery actually agreed to do this film for a very, very low amount. I think it was like $200K, because believe it or not, after James Bond, the offers weren't rolling in. He wasn't able to book work like he wanted to, so he did this film to distance himself from Bond. Mission accomplished. Burt Reynolds was actually originally cast, but then he got sick. Thankfully, Sean Connery kept the porn stash. This movie started off as a completely different film. The director initially wanted to make The Lord of the Rings. The studio thought the budget was getting out of hand, and so they shut it down. So he pivoted to this film. Please watch this so you know what a pivot. That was a pivot. It was filmed in Ireland, and most of the extras were townsfolk. You know, this was made in the 70s, you know, peace, free love. So I read this on IMDb, so I'm not 100% sure if it's accurate, but I really hope it is, and I'm gonna tell you. Apparently, there was a 15% rise in births in the towns around where they filmed because they were all partying together. Sean Connery was pissed during the filming of this, and it's because they had to film it 3 times, and every time they did, they had to do multiple rounds of old age makeup on them. Now, the studio didn't think that audiences were going to be able to follow, so they start the movie off with his floating head kind of explaining stuff. The drawn-on facial hair is too much for me. They didn't have the biggest budget for this film, and you can definitely tell in this scene, which made me laugh out loud the first time I saw it. Okay, having said all this, believe it or not, I actually really like this movie. The director, who actually also wrote it, admits that even he doesn't know what's happening sometimes because he was high when he wrote it. It does make you think about humans, humankind, and communities and aging. The kind of legacy we're gonna leave as people. Also kind of hard finding pictures of this because in so many scenes, there's just somebody topless in the background. Another selling point of the film. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Like and follow for more.